Hello? Can anyone hear me this time? Take two. Hopefully we can hear this time. Hopefully. I don't know what else I can do different on my end. I don't even know what was wrong the first time. So hopefully we're back. Let me know if you can hear me. Put a thumbs up or say hi or whatever, just to indicate yes, we can hear you or no, we cannot. Oh, thank goodness. Hallelujah. Okay, Brandy Lynn can hear me, so hopefully we're in business. A live stream where you can't hear me, and so the beginning of the first live stream, my sister texted me. Now she's calling me to tell her I'm live right now, and they can actually hear me this time. My cousin even texted me to let me know no one can hear you. We can't hear you. And now my husband is texting that the schedule for tonight's basketball game. It's like when it rains, it pours with the communication. Isn't that funny? Hello, ladies. Hello, everybody. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce your name, but Trophy and what is the other thing here? The other emoji. Hard to see from this angle. But thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. So, thus far, I know it's December. How did this happen? This is the last month of 2023. I was gonna say it looked kind of like Lydia, and I wanted to pronounce it that way. Yeah, because I see the L and the DIA, but I wasn't sure if that was a Y in the middle, so I didn't want to look like a fool trying to pronounce it. So thank you so much for letting me know what that means. Yeah, so meaning that we are in December. This lets all of you know that have been following my writing journey that NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, that takes place in the month of November, is over for me. It's over. My book is not fully written, but I more than crushed the 50,000 word goal. I want to try to get 50,000 words in the month of November, which I crushed it. This is my most successful NaNoWriMo to date. I ended up with 76,000 and change words, just slightly below 76,100 words. Thank you so much, Tanya. Tanya, my cousin Tanya, is in the house. She just got 2 new sweet little girl golden retriever puppies, and I got to meet them the day she got them. They are so cute. So fun. But yeah, I'm like, it's over. Brandy Lynn and I had a meeting yesterday on Zoom, and we're just like, we're ready. We did our thing. We got all our badges. I even took a screenshot because I'm like, the last time I got the badge, well, I should have gotten the badge for updating my word count every day. I didn't get it. So I felt like I got gypped out of a badge. So I did take a photo this time for posterity's sake and for proof to myself that, hey, I got every single badge that was available for NaNoWriMo this year. And yeah, there's my end word count right there. And I anticipate this draft being anywhere between 90, well, I'll say 89,000 to 90 to 93,000 words at most. I don't want to go too much over, say, 93,000 words. But that's my book 1 manuscript is sitting at about 89,000 words. So book 2 is almost in the books, but I do have my goal to start just today, which I've already started. I told Brandy Lynn yesterday, I'm like, yeah, I'm taking tomorrow off. I was kind of editing the beginning of the scene that I started writing yesterday, and before I knew it, I was partway into the scene and was just in the moment in the scene. So I just kept going. I'm not like counting my words or anything like that. I'm just making progress, but my goal is to finish this whole manuscript. I'm at the very second scene. Well, it's like pretty much in progression, like they happen back to back. So I'm in basically the second scene of Act 3, but my goal is to finish all of Act 3 to complete this whole manuscript by December 31st of this year. So by January 1st, 2024, I will have a completed Draft 1, Book 2 manuscript that I can put the signed, sealed, delivered stamp of approval on. And no, it's not perfect. I still have to go through and, second draft, third draft, fourth draft, however many drafts I need. But you can't edit a blank page. So I'm just really glad that I've got such a handle on what book 2 should be, and almost finished. So there's my little patting myself on the back, because this is something that has been like a block in the road for me for 4 years. Just sitting down, and I think what the hard thing was is I started writing book 2 in NaNoWriMo 2019, and I did get 50,000 words, but most of them were, not all of them, but a lot of them were notes to myself about, oh, this could happen in this scene, this could happen in that scene, more than it being an actual draft. I would say probably the first act was a complete just draft, and then act 2 and then 3 and whatever was notes to myself, because I realized very quickly in NaNoWriMo 2019 that, oh no, this is actually 2 books I'm trying to cram into one, just like what happened with book 1, NaNoWriMo 2018. But I took January to flesh that out, and I finished it by February, I do believe, in early 2019. But for 4 years, book 2 sat in this weird limbo phase of the act 3 being actually the climax of now book 3, and me just feeling like it's this unsurmountable feat of separating those books and giving them each their own climax, their own conflict, their own theme, their own vibe. You know what I mean? So I'm just so glad that I took all of July, August, and September to really dive into a lot of different craft books I have, like Save the Cat writes a novel, Cam Weiland's How to Structure Your Novel, and the Character Arc book, and Barbara, is it Goodrich? I always forget her last name. The Goal, Motivation, and Conflict book. I've just gone and done a bunch of learning, and then that got me in the mood to, okay, let me re-outline book 2, and I have a very loose outline of book 3 already in the works, so breath of fresh air that I finally just said, I'm doing it, I did it, and I'm almost done, at least with the first draft of book 2, so like, yes! So there's my, I guess, closing victory for the rest of this year here. So that all being said, which I tried to say on the other live stream, which no one could hear me, we are also going to be doing our collective reading today, as we usually do. We usually start with me gabbing for a minute, and then we do a collective reading, or I do a free 1-card pull for everybody who's here. But today we're doing the collective reading, but there's still a chance for you to win a reading where you can ask a question, 11/11 value reading, so it's kind of on the shorter end of the reading. And then anyone who is present at the giveaway but doesn't win is entered into this drawing, the perpetual drawing. You do not need to be present to win this one, because we don't really need your question. This is more just a 1-card pull, but you know me, it's never just 1 card usually. And I will be timestamping. If you're not here and your name is drawn, just check back past live streams that you may have missed, just to see if you maybe won. I try to let those know that I do have contact information for, either through email or text. I try to let them know, hey, you won. Go check out your timestamp and get your reading. Hello, Sandy. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the congratulations. I really appreciate that, Mila, or Mila. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Sorry about that. I am going to be doing today a collective reading, so if you are wanting a reading and you don't want to pay for one, this can count as that. You can just set the intention that what you need to know about whatever question you have will come out in this reading. Or, you know, you can always send a donation, and your donations do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019. She's finally out of the camper and living in my grandma's old double-wide trailer. It needs a new roof. It needs all sorts of work and stuff. I mean, it's livable, obviously, but we're looking to make some improvements. So that's on the agenda for 2024 and 2025. Hopefully, we can get that fixed up for her even better than it is. But yeah, your donations do go to help with that. So thank you so much, everybody. And thus far, we have a pretty short donation list. It looks like we have Brianna starting us out, and then I think it was just Sandy. The dollar amount I saw is usually what she donates. It didn't say who, but it said how much, and it is from Sandy. So Sandy, I'm going to get you on the list for a full read for Sandy. Just Sandy. All right. So, boom, there is our current lineup, and of course, I also am going to be doing our collective reading now. So, oh, happy birthday, John. Welcome. Happy birthday. Oh, you got the clearing done for your home and land from Raylene yesterday. Oh, that's amazing. Have you noticed any differences yet, or is it still kind of, you know, the dust settling? You'll have to keep us in the loop on how all that goes for you? I'm so curious to know. I haven't done a clearing like that with her, but it's something that I think would benefit, especially if you're having issues. Sorry, I dropped a card. So, ooh, interesting. We have the Tower. I was just kind of starting to get in the mood here, or the mode here, to do our reading. We have the Tower, but it is in reverse. So, this to me feels more like an internal paradigm shift that you will then start seeing reflected outside of you. So this could, I mean, for the most part, this looks like it's something that's supporting your forward momentum. This could be just finally having enough is enough kind of moment with clutter around your house, or just like bad habits that keep stacking up and creating more bad habits, and you feeling like crap because of these bad habits, and you're just saying enough is enough. So there is a shift to, again, it feels more internal, but a lot of times our external reality is a reflection of our internal, and even sometimes just tidying up, decluttering, purging, deep cleaning something can have an internal effect on us. And of course, vice versa. We have an internal shift, then we feel this desire, motivation, or need to clear the clutter in our thoughts or our physical reality as well. Oh, you had a Tower when you were taking out cards for yourself. Oh, there you go. So you're right on time with this. All right, so what do we need to know about this clearing of past energy? This Tower card that's come up. What do we need to know? Yeah, I just keep hearing clearing the past. Yeah. And the Hermit. So there is this element of going within. Maybe, not cutting ties with everybody, but just saying for like an afternoon or an evening, hey, I need a long bath, or I need just some time alone to read a good book, or to clean my house, or whatever it is, just some time to do some reflection, some journaling, some introspection, lighting a candle, setting some intentions, whatever is kind of hitting intuitively for you that feels like a good time and a good vibe for you to get in touch with yourself and your wants and your needs. Boom, take that baton and off to the races with that, because that is going to benefit you and actually help you overcome this energy you're looking to, this Tower in reverse, this energy you're looking to offload or, let go of, to make space for something new to come in, which for some of you, that new energy that you're, that space you're clearing is going to make room. All that Hermit vibe is going to make room for another. For some of you, this could be romantic. Even those of you that already have a romantic partnership, it could, by clearing the old cycles, the old wounds, the old traumas in this connection, you can actually make room or make space for, a deeper emotional connection with your person. Or if you're single, this could be looking like you doing that internal focus and shifting in perspective, can really help bring someone into your awareness. I love the little cauldron that they're using as a hot tub. That is so cute. Yes, the cute ghosties. I know. I love this deck so much. It's so fun. But I never am too far away from this kawaii tarot deck. Like, come on now. That is so cute. All right. What do we need to know? What else? What else? Hello, Kira K. Yeah, she thinks they're cute too. So we're on our collective message for those of you just joining us. But yes, the Fool. Wow, so many major arcana. So we have the Tower, the Hermit, the Fool, the Magician, and then for minor arcana, we have that Two of Cups, and now the Seven of Swords. So it's very interesting because I'm kind of almost reading this 3-card kind of chronologically, almost like a trilogy of a story here, where you are, those of you that resonate with feeling like you've had, like, there's a such thing called destiny theft, or, that something that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into, your heart and soul into, that didn't work out, that you're like, there's no way it couldn't have worked out. Like, why did this go bad? Whether that's a relationship, a project, just dreams in general that you had to put on the back burner just to work every day and put food on the table and survive. Just feeling like certain dreams are dying. And that's not at all the vibe that I'm getting, though, is sometimes, though, when we can release the need or the desire to have something so badly, us letting go of that for, kind of momentarily, doesn't mean that we're saying that'll never happen for me. It's just giving yourself the space to maybe grieve the fact that it hasn't happened yet, if it's still something that is meant or yet to happen, or just opening and doing the healing, creating the space in our life for this goal, this relationship, this dream, this project, whatever it is. And us, a lot of times we will beat ourselves up like, I should have done this different, I should have been better, I should have, all the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life. But that's really not going to help us project forward. But what is going to help us project forward is to kind of clean slate that stuff. So yes, acknowledge that the past it has happened and it is the way it is for a reason. But then almost envision like cleaning of glass or cleaning of a mirror or just completely wiping of a slate clean with this magician energy, or sorry, with this fool energy, because that will allow you a new foundation or a new start or a clean slate from which to start writing the dreams. And even if some of those old dreams you've had are coming now along for the ride for your future, that's great. But some of you might even be realizing that some of those old dreams, there are a reason now that they are considered old dreams. They don't really resonate with who you are, where you kind of see yourself going in the future. And that doesn't mean that you dreaming that in the past made you wrong, or the fact that someone watching actually did attain a dream. But it's just not everything that it was cracked up to be. You kind of almost put this dream or this relationship or whatever it is for you personally on a pedestal, and once you like got to that goal or that dream, you're just kind of like, this is it. Like, I don't know. Maybe this isn't what I really did want on a like spiritual level. Maybe it was fine for a while in the more mundane level, but like I'm ready for something more. So and so many of us as humans here on this planet are always seeking the next thrill, the next big thing, the next shiny object. So there might be a bit of that going on, but for somebody specifically watching, this was a big like soul, like it feels to me like karmic, almost like a karmic thing that you were meant to experience this as part of an old soul contract. But those of you that have been watching me a hot minute, you know what I say about an actual soul construct. It's part of the matrix, just as our ego is part of the matrix, and these are all experiences we have here in this bubble of the matrix, if you will. It's your true spirit, your true essence, the spirit. That's what we want to be fully in alignment with, because the soul, being in alignment with your soul, yeah, it might seem like it's better than being in alignment with your ego or what have you, but it's the true essence of us that we want to fully get into alignment with, not the soul aspect of us that Akashic records or keeping the score from lifetime after lifetime in this realm. Yes, sometimes it's good to feel you have a sense of completion of karma in that, but at the same time, a lot of these soul contracts we formed or have been created for us here in this realm are so out of alignment with our true spirit that it's not even funny. So how is it we are getting back into alignment with our true spirit at this time? The part of us that exists with the infinite creator that is outside this matrix. Wow. I love this. Yeah, it's really about a shift in perspective, because it's like the crying over spilled milk vibe of the Five of Cups. We can focus and focus and focus on the things that haven't worked out. Or we can do some of that introspection. Where is my hermit card here? We can do a bit of that introspection to see things from a new perspective, like we were saying earlier, and shift that perspective from the things that have been going wrong to the things that you have yet to happen, or those destinies that are, still attainable to us by way of us finally shifting this perspective. But we also have the King of Pentacles. So so many of us watching right now are meant to take this time, this internal tower moment that some of us might be going through or soon to go through if you feel like things are fine. I mean, usually things are fine and then they're not, then they're fine, then they're not. Like, it's just like this vicious cycle on this planet. But for those of you that maybe feel like you're already coming out of this, I would say if you haven't had any tower moments in the past 3 months, then this is still maybe very near future, but it doesn't feel like an all in all out tower moment. It feels like an internal kind of aha or light coming on that you're realizing, oh, I'm kind of going the wrong direction in this dream or that dream, or maybe I'm like have the wrong reasons. Maybe the dream itself is great and still for me, but I've had so many wrong reasons kind of acting as stepping stones to get me to my goal. And it's just that shift in perspective with that Five of Cups and that Hermit card that is going to get us to have this realization that, okay, I'm actually more in control of what's going on, who I am, the access that I have to my spiritual gifts or any gifts, because this is the most earthbound energy of all the kings in the deck. It's the earth energy of the Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. But I also always call this the Midas Touch card, because it's like the King of Pentacles can take the ideas from all those swords and wands and actually ground them into physical reality. So this is the time for so many of you, and I'm seeing like a 6-month cycle that's about to kick off. So I don't know if there's something astrologically happening, but that's just the time frame I'm getting in my like mind's awareness here. Over these next 6 months, and this to me feels like it is taking us into like past springtime and going almost toward like that summer solstice energy. So really this does feel like April through about mid-June. Like that's the vibe I'm getting. Oh, you got 6 months yesterday too. There you go. But something is really popping off for you that you're going to be able to breathe some major sighs of relief come springtime, and that late April, or kind of mid to late April, May, and then mid-June, like that time frame. You're going to have so many like perspective shifts, and maybe even seeds that you've planted are starting to break the surface, and you're just really getting excited about something, which is very cool. We love that. Yes, major change is coming. And even those changes that we're expecting, that we feel are exciting and good changes, they still can be a bit bittersweet as well. But those of you that are going through these like completely unexpected shifts or changes, major like timeline shifts, or something happening that you just didn't see coming. Of course, we're kind of forced at that point to, we're on a different trajectory now. Like our life is never going to be the same as it was before. And especially for my cousin Tanya, who's watching, I'm getting a major download from your dad, Uncle Jim, that, leading up to him passing away, and then, kind of the aftermath of him passing away, it's been like a perspective shift and kind of put you on a different trajectory, different timeline. But of course, he's there to support you in every way he can, just as he was in life. And I have major chills, Tanya. It doesn't always happen that, people come through like in these collective readings, but I mean, I know Tanya, I know my Uncle Jim, so I'm really glad that he could come through for that. It's beautiful. Aw, you see your shadow energy coming up, but in a good balanced way. See, that's when we can actually feel like we can do something about it, Amber, is when we feel like that shadow's on the periphery and it's starting to come into our like full-on vision. That is so much easier to embrace, or to, what's the word, just get on board with, or to know, okay, I'm going to roll up my sleeves and I'm going to get to work here, rather than it just coming and sideswiping us and completely throwing us off balance. That can be so difficult to deal with our shadow energy in that way. Yeah, for sure. So many towers. Same, girl, same. Oh, I'm so glad it resonated, you guys. Yeah. All right. Well, that will probably do it. Actually, we're going to grab 2 more story cards to wrap up our collective reading here. Ooh, we have opportunity. So definitely this, again, is kind of leading to that spring going into early summertime vibe, like late spring, early spring to late spring. Yeah. Or mid-spring to late spring. Maybe very early summer for some of it play here. And we did have that Magician card. So you do have more power or control. And we did have, where did it? I put them away, but I don't know where I put it. But it's funny because now the 9 of Cups and the Emperor were on the back of the deck, and I claimed them like, yeah, this is part of our reading. Even though I already put those cards away, like what the heck? But we had that King of Pentacles and we had the Magician card. And having that combination alone is like masterful for being able to manifest whatever reality, like physical reality you're wanting to see. But then we get the Emperor and the 9 of Cups. This is emotional fulfillment. This is feeling very successful. There can be a bit of ego going on with the Emperor, but I don't really see that for us in this realm. It might be a bit of an ego boost, like in a good way, for us to be able to take this opportunity, or to see the magic at play in the universe as these opportunity, and at least one opportunity for some of you, it's going to be a few opportunities that are coming your way, that you're going to know exactly what you need to do, how to prepare, how to plant that seed of opportunity to make it sprout and grow, and be something that you can really create a beautiful life for yourself with. All right. So that was our collective reading. So Amber says she has donated for 2 questions, for like a shorter one and then a full read. Perfect. So B Degree, I'm not sure she's here, so I am going to actually timestamp her. So but Brianna, B Degree, if you are here, let us know and I'll jump right into your reading. Otherwise, we will hold hers off until we go through the ones that are currently here. That's kind of how I normally do it. And then Amber, 9 in. We have her for 1 plus a 1 card. That's what we're gonna do. 1 plus 1 card. That's how we'll do it. Yes. If I could spell card, we'll be all right. Hello, Andrea. Welcome, welcome. And of course, don't go away for those of you that don't want to donate, but you just kind of want to hang out and vibe with us. That's cool. And we're still doing a giveaway for an 1111 value reading. And those present during the giveaway, I will give you a magic password. It's usually a number. It could be a word. Who knows? I'll give you the password or the passcode for me to then enter you into our perpetual drawing. And I will just be drawing a new name, sometimes 2, sometimes I accidentally grab 2. I think that happened once. But I'll just be pulling a new name every time we're live. We'll just do this again and again and again. And you do not need to be present to win the actual drawing. And if you do win, I will leave it, and you're not here to get your reading, your message. I will put it as a timestamp pinned in the top comment on whatever live stream you won on with a timestamp, so you can go directly to your reading. So if you miss a few live streams in a row and you just want to see, hey, did I win the drawing? You can go just check that top comment and see. And if you don't see your name there, you probably didn't win. But if you do see your name there, you won a free reading. And you don't need to be present to win that one because I'm just pulling cards, not needing you like a question from you to then pull the cards for. But if you do want to ask a specific question, you can always pause the live stream before we get into your question or your drawing win. And kind of like, you know, time is weird on the other side. Of course, it feels very linear here, but you know, whatever question you may or may not put, you know, because sometimes people just like, oh, I just want a general. I don't need to ask a question. That's cool too. But whatever you need to know will be answered, hopefully, for you in that. So I don't see Brianna here. So we are going to start with just Sandy. Just Sandy. Go ahead and post your question, and then we'll put B degree kind of in the timestamp area of the list here. So B degree, 1 card, boom. Okay, so that will be for timestamp. I'm gonna write that here so I don't forget. Okay, boom. There we have it. Okay, so Sandy wants to know what is next. Oh, how is Kent doing? You have to let us know. I saw you were live the other day. I didn't check out what was going on. I meant to, but then time got away from me. But I hope he's doing well. All right, what's going on? What's next for Sandy? What's next? What's next? Okay. Ooh. So you have completed something that has been really stressful, really worrying you is done. It's done. There's no more. You're moving on from that. I mean, there might be residual effects or feelings or emotions tied to whatever. And to me, this does feel like, you know, what you've recently gone through at home and with Kent. So yeah, this is the best thing you can get is it's complete. Game over on that energy. Now let's see what's next for you as far as moving forward. Oh, he's great. That's so good to hear. That's awesome. Yes. Again, another completion. You're completing this hard energy, and you're going to have a time where it might not be just from 0 to 60, but there's going to be a very steady incline of just well wishes, good fortune, good luck, just happiness, joy, abundance coming into your life. Again, it might start as a trickle, but eventually you will feel in the flow of just feeling like you're on a better, like just better vibes all around, because this ending stuff is a thing of the past here. Wow. Yes, exactly. You're moving forward. You're moving on up like the Jeffersons. Look at this. I love this. And we have a gecko or maybe some sort of salamander, but intuitively I'm saying maybe to look up the spirit animal of the gecko. You might get some additional information on that. I'm not sure off the top of my head what that could indicate. To me, geckos are kind of funny. I don't know, like not like they look funny, but the energy just surrounding what they are, who they are, is kind of like you're like trying to stifle a laugh. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me. but just very fun and just crafty kind of energy coming in. And this is also very inspired. So you might have some really great ideas or just inspiration coming into your life, both maybe in business and pleasure. So much fun. It's just going to be a lot more lighthearted energy than what you've been going through, I would say, over the last year. This is just 2024 in and of itself. Yes, every year has its ups and downs, but near future, what's next for you? The rest of this month going into 2024, to me, for you, Sandy, feels much more solid, much more stable than 2023 felt, like energetically speaking. It's going to feel a lot more stable to you, whatever that exactly means for you. Yeah, this was in our collective reading as well. This is, so pretty much this is an extended reading for you, Sandy, of our collective reading. I think your energy was very tied up into what we were discussing in that collective reading, but this really is about, we can keep going back to the past and fretting over things we cannot control, we cannot change. Any resentments, wounds, guilt, traumas from the past, of course we can acknowledge those things happened, and then do what we need to do to process and release or let go of those things. But at the same time, we don't want to get like roped back in and we're back on this downward shame spiral or guilt spiral or that person did this to me spiral. And yes, if we've been a victim of anything, it's more than valid for us to acknowledge that. But at the same time, if that's all we acknowledge and that we just exist in that energy, we won't see life's blessings. We won't see those next opportunities. So there is this call for you, Sandy, to just really try to see the light side of things. Yes, acknowledge there is a shadow side to, this person or this situation or my past in this regard. But at the same time, there is a beauty to that because it has shaped and molded and created you into the version of you are today. And seeing, the blessings and the lessons from your past can help shape and create a really beautiful future for yourself. A very abundant future, may I add. Look how abundant that tablescape is, or shelf, or whatever that is. It's a shelf. Very abundant, very, very 9 of Pentacles energy of being able to reap that hard work and effort that you've put in the past is now ripe and available for you to pluck from the tree or the vine. All right, what else does Sandy need to know? What's next for Sandy? What is next for Sandy? Ooh, setting sail. So you're starting something new very soon. Or you're maybe picking up something that you had to put on a back burner for a while and you're ready to do it in a new way. So even if you're picking up an old project, an old relationship, whatever it is, you're going about it in new energy from a higher perspective, a new, shifted perspective, for you to be able to really focus on the bounty that is available rather than, all the heartache and pain you've been through. What else does Sandy need to know? Nature boy. So this is like the more masculine energy of nature, but just really getting more in touch with nature. We were talking about, plucking those ripe fruits or, veggies from the vine or the tree or what have you. So I don't know if you are personally yourself a gardener, be them flowers or herbs or vegetables or, orchards. I don't know. But it just might be something that could be very therapeutic for you. And if you're not someone who spends a lot of time outdoors, maybe even just planting a few seeds in a pot in your house and putting it in the window and, watering it, fertilizing it, watching it grow can be almost like setting an intention when you plant that seed and watching that seed grow. And it's very interesting because if you, this is something that I've experimented with. I've planted seeds and just planted them for the sake of planting them, and I'd water them and nurture them. And no matter what I did, they just wouldn't take off. They wouldn't grow. But then there's other times I've planted seeds, literally planted a seed and said, set the intention with it that this is going to help me in my business, or this is going to, help me really step into the greatest version of or greatest potential of myself. That can, oh, you want to sell an expensive stone, $16,000 stone? Yeah, let's ask on that. But you could even literally plant a seed, Sandy, with the intention that I am going to sell this stone. Plant the seed, water it, and every day that you're watering it, you're nurturing it. You're turning it in the window if it's not an outdoor seed. That is you tending to this intention you're setting. So you can look at it very literally as well. But let's just ask, do we see this selling? You might have to go, I just heard go rogue. So I don't know if that means you're trying different avenues than your average person would try to sell this. Here it is. Well, there's a celebration. You're going to be able to sell it. I don't know though. I'm seeing like more closer to 13,000 might be what you're reaping from that. Let's just see if that's what this is. So, oh, interesting. So it's almost like I saw a third party being the one to sell this for you, and like maybe they are selling it for 16, but you're giving them a $3,000 cut for being the one to sell it or having, somehow the opportunity to sell it. But yeah, if you don't want to have to go third party and you want to sell it yourself, you might have to come down a bit on price or just do some research on the best place. But you have a lot more power and control here. You have a King of Swords. This is about communication and being able to cut out what you no longer want. So, I mean, obviously it's a very precious stone, and maybe it's not that you don't want it, but you would rather sell it because of the abundance that could bring into your life. And the person that purchases a stone would really want that stone, and it would really benefit their life as well. So yeah, maybe just do some research on third party, gem dealers or sellers like that, or just finding a way to, let them know that the value is as such, but you might take offers on it. Yeah, something like that. But I do see you being able to sell it, absolutely, because you do have this celebration card. I guess time, like the timeline or the timetable of when you'll sell it will remain to be seen, depending on actions you take or don't take. Yeah, but if you have an intuition about something or an idea about how to sell this pops into your awareness, go down that road, because there's a reason that these ideas or these intuitions are coming to you to help you be able to do what you need to do to be able to sell this. And you would take that. Yeah. So, sometimes just undercutting your price on something just a bit, even though it's worth X, but you sell it for W or, list it for W, could be just enticing enough for someone to bite on it that would maybe have the intention to resell it themselves at a higher price, for one, or for two, that, wow, I've looked everywhere and everybody else is charging 16,000 for this and she's only charging 13, and it's amazing and it looks like everything I want, sold. You just never know. So try doing some research in different ways. And again, I'm hearing go rogue. So it's like you're going off the beaten path. You're not doing the tried and true methods of, gem dealing and gem sales. So this might be just in a different way, or going rogue, meaning it's just never a way you've personally, but maybe other people do this all the time, but just you personally have never sold a stone through this method or through this avenue before, but you're going to try something new this time around. And again, I see you, money in pocket. Yeah. Money in pocket. You will probably come out of this with about $13,000, at least on the current timeline. So, things can change and shift, but just current trajectory you're on, and this is the Knight of Pentacles. So it definitely will happen. This is a bit of a patience card. So might be a bit of time before this money does come, like in pocket, or you do make that sale, but it will happen. Yeah. All right. Aw, you're so welcome, Valerie. Thank you so much for that compliment. Super clear readings. That's a compliment. Thank you so much. All right, Sandy. I hope that helps bring you some peace of mind that things are definitely looking up. All these big trials and tribulations you've been through lately, they're going to be in the rearview mirror soon enough. Not to say they didn't affect you in any major way. Of course they do. But you're going to just be able to, and I got chills now too. So yes, you're going to be able to roll with the punches, so to speak. But yet at the same time, life is just looking so much more joyful and not like such a push. Because like what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like you pushing this big boulder up a hill. Like that gets exhausting fast. But what I see is, like probably most likely after the holidays, kind of taking us into the new year, it's like the ground is evening out. So you're just pushing that boulder along just fine with minimal effort. You're still putting in the effort and the time and whatever, but it's not as difficult as it had been, where it felt like at every turn you're putting in all this effort or work, or it just feels like a chore to put in effort or work, and you're not rewarded everywhere you turn. But that energy is shifting. That energy is changing. Those cycles have closed out. So you're looking at a whole new world. Aladdin, a whole new world, which is good. And again, it might not all shift overnight, but at least these big catastrophic things that keep happening, that energy's slowing down for a while. So sigh of relief, Sandy. You're going to be able to roll with any punches that come your way. And again, there's so much more joy and stability coming in for you. Okay. So next we have Amber. But did Amber want to go last? I know you do want to do that sometimes. I'm gonna double check our email over here to see the donation. Yeah, so Amber was the last one to donate. So we can either do yours now, Amber, or we can do Brianna's first, whichever you want. Oh, you are here for your reading. Okay, good. Then let's get into it. So let me see. Did you leave your question? Yes, you did, over on PayPal. So we'll start with we're going to go to the Kawaii Tarot for this one. So the 1111 question, did the healing and closing portal happen yesterday with Raylene? And so we'll ask that, and then if she has to repeat it. Okay, so we'll really tune into the energy of question 1. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? I would say that, yeah. I mean, we got the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So aces are always a very clear, no bones about it. We got a big yes here. But it's also going to allow the emotional contentment in your home to flourish. And like I was saying with Sandy, I don't see this just being a completely different overnight shift, because it's almost like, yes, these negative energies to me feel like they have been cleared. And we'll get a card as well if we need to, have you repeat this for like optimal, outcome. But sometimes, say the storm has passed. Let's just pretend it had stormed and stormed and stormed. So 40 days, flooded, 40 days and 40 nights. Noah on the ark. It's all stormy, and that's all we know for 40 days and 40 nights. Even when, the storms die down and the waters part, we're still like on edge for a minute, right? Like we can't just go la-di-da, transition to rainbows, roses, and butterflies. Oh, very funny. I didn't even look at this. Talk about Noah and the ark, right? Big old wave. But they look like, hey, we got this under control. But the funny thing is, what I see with this is you eventually, like that fight or flight kind of energy, like just being on guard, being aware, even when you're trying to sleep, it's like your eyes are snapping open at the drop of a hat or just any little sound. That like nervous system fight or flight response is going to start to ebb back out. So you won't be on alert, on guard all the time. So you'll just start to notice your own heart rate just being more rested and not so high all the time. And yeah, I think it will take a moment. Yeah, I saw it and was very, very low and dark. I just read her notes, and it was exactly what you and I felt it. And the wave is what my friend saw when she started the healing for the land and the home. Boom, mic drop. Look at that. I have chills, Amber. Yeah, but look, yeah, there's a wave, but like this boat is gonna do just fine. You've got the support of all the little narwhals and possible whales here, dolphins here. A lot of like cetacean energy. I think that's what you call like dolphins and whales, like the scientific name cetacean. I think it's CET something. Look it up, whatever. But you have a lot of like whale and dolphin energy, and it's no wonder with Raylene being very close to the whale and dolphin energy herself. Living in Maui and all of that. I think I just have chills this whole time. So I think there was just such a blessing. I would see rainbows as a blessing, and the sun breaking through the clouds, such a blessing. Again, the storm clouds rolling away as, I'm so glad we used the Kawaii Tarot, and I love it. But yeah, and this is going to allow you to be able to fill your own cup to overflowing. So it's not like you're dipping into your own personal, like life force energy to do things for other people. It's like you're giving from the overflow instead of like depleting your own cup because you're just running on empty. Yeah, crazy stuff. But let's just ask if you'll have to repeat this session. Ooh, Six of Pentacles, it's balanced. So if you do have to repeat it, this to me doesn't feel like it's something like directly on your like property. It might be a neighboring property to, whatever direction. I'm seeing like a north direction. So even if your house does face the north direction, there might be something across the street that is still being affected energetically. Maybe not by the same entity or force, but there's something like slightly connected to it that could be dealt with. But again, if you're seeing a massive balance to your home life and the emotions running high, they're now tempered down, you probably wouldn't have to worry about it. But you could include like the north direction is really what I see would be the most like negatively affecting or imbalancing your area, if at all, because you already have the Ten of Cups come out, which I don't know that there could be a better card for what we're asking, except maybe the Ten of Pentacles. And then on the back of the deck we have Victory. So I think you've pretty much done it. Yeah. I knew your house was north facing. I could just feel it in my bones. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And then Three of Wands, you're moving forward. You don't have to repeat this. I really don't see it. But if you, for good measure, want to, just cleanse whatever's to the north of your home. Yeah. There might even be, it's weird because it doesn't feel like it's directly like across the street or anything, but it feels like there might be some sort of landmark. Like if you go directly north, like take your front door and just draw a straight line north, or whatever direction north is, from your door. It would be north because you're facing north. There might be some sort of well-known landmark. It may or may not be in Atlanta. I'm not sure, but there might be some well-known landmark of like a land that there was a big battle there, or something in our history books. It may not be right directly on you, but I do feel it is in the greater Atlanta area, or like a radius of maybe draw a radius of 60 miles and then point directly north. So somewhere within that 60-mile radius of your home is like where I'm being directed. And I'm even seeing like the middle point of that, maybe 30 miles north of you. There could be some sort of just negativity that happened on the land there that could still be affecting not so much your home, but like your community. Does that make sense? So if you did feel to do another clearing, you could do it on that region or that area. And I don't know exactly, like where you live, but like that's just what I'm seeing in my mind's eye with like a map. And about 30 miles north of where you're at, there's some sort of, and it feels like a battle that was put out, or something that happened, bloodshed, fighting, war, energy. Although it doesn't feel like there was an official war tied to this event or happening, but there might be some sort of landmark at that location that is like a dark portal was open there, and it's just allowing, energy to come in. I've noticed that the water retention pond has dried. I felt this was due to this portal. Oh, interesting. And it's funny because I use the analogy of, the water's drying up or the water's parting. So this could be that, it might be connected. Yeah. You're so honored to be able to help with this clearing. Yeah, you are very powerful, Amber. So don't ever think that you can't do something on your own, because I don't even think you did need Raylene, but just, I think knowing that she can corroborate the energy, or this friend of yours can corroborate the energy you're feeling, it helps you feel like you're not like crazy or just like playing make-believe or pretend or making this up in some way. It just helps validate you. And, I think every once in a while it's cool to get that external validation, but I think the more external validation you get, it just helps. It helps you solidify that internal validation that you can make a difference, and you are a healer, and you can send away this darkness on your own. So absolutely. And no matter how much I drink water, I feel thirsty. Same. I'm so the same. Like I could drink water all day, every day, all night, every night, and just be constantly thirsty. I've done so many cleanses and detoxes, and I don't even know what. I just, at this point, like I was saying many live streams ago about how they're touting that the vegan diet is the way, the truth, and the light, and then they're saying no, the carnivore diet is the way to go. and then they're saying it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. Well, at this point, I'm just completely convinced that all food sources on this planet are, if not like literally physically tainted with chemicals, toxins, antibiotics, um, pollutants, then it's an energetic attack on just everything, like just everything. And so, really, is there any one healthy diet out there anymore, ever, for anyone? Probably not. But of course, we're doing the best we can. We're doing what we can and setting intention to override or overcome some of that energy or pollution or toxins that are in just everything, not even just the food, but everything, the clothing, the air, the water, the food, everything, everything. Um, we can sit there and feel sorry for ourselves that, this is the way it is, so far from nature, but yet at the same time, uh, we can allow ourselves to feel sorry for ourselves, but then pull that energy back and say, no, I'm more powerful than this, and, set our own intentions. And that's what they want us to forget, is that we have more power or control over any and every situation than we give ourselves credit for. Maybe we can't control what's happening, but we have absolute control over not only how it affects us, but how that ripple affects out into the world as well. Yeah, come to the point where I know everything is corrupted. I am on, saying that all the time. Same girl, same. All right, so hopefully that answered that. Let's get into your other question. Boom, boom, boom. See a change in my thought process about feeling worthy of enjoying material things without guilt, like an expensive car or accessories, etc. Also about reevaluating my own self-worth, that I deserve more for what I do, e.g. sharing my energy with anyone in any form. And we did have another donation come in from Pika Lee just now, so you'll be on deck right after this question, Pika Lee. Self-worth, also sharing my energy with anyone in any form. Am I on the right path with my true organic spirit, or is this my ego? No, I'm feeling this is a very spiritually directed shift for you. Absolutely, because our ego can actually, it's weird. Our ego is weird. It works two ways. It either tells us we're never going to be good enough, we're unworthy, or it tells us I'm the best, I am the most worthy. Like, there's just no middle ground for the ego, it seems like. It's either I'm complete garbage or I'm king of the world, right? Oh, funny, another ocean reference with the Titanic. So let's see. Yes, I can totally timestamp that for you. Let's see. Yeah, just donated. Not sure. I'll put my question in PayPal. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and I can totally timestamp that. I still have to timestamp for Brianna as well. So that works for me. Absolutely. Okay. So let's just see what Amber needs to know about this change in thought process. Again, I do feel it is very spirit-led, but let's just get confirmation and just any guidance or advice about this shift in perspective and just feeling worthy and enjoying. Yeah. That anxiety that, oh no, am I not worthy? But you wanted to know, Amber. You want to know, is this ego? Is this spirit-led? It is spirit-led. Look at this literal judgment card here, literal spirituality card, rising from the past or the dead of your ego, like rising above the ego. That's exactly what this card talks about. Chills, Amber. Yes. But what was in the middle of these two cards? They came out like this to me. So it was like the Nine of Swords. This is like anxiety, sleepless nights, stress. Also, I always like to liken this with entity interference. And then the Ten of Swords is like completely like done energy. Like, I'm just over this. It's over. It's done. But the Nine of Swords lets me know this, like any entity interference, especially at night, especially in your thought process at night, might like be trying to intervene or interfere with your worthiness or your ability, especially if you stay up thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't charge this, or maybe I shouldn't buy that, whatever it is. A lot of that is entity interference, especially at night. Like, they have like an easier way to get to you at night, and that I think is true for so many of us. So it might just be really important for you to set that intention every night. And what I do, I kind of have a set bedtime, at least on the weeknights. At 9:25, I have this thing pop up on my phone before I'm usually not on my phone at that time, but I hear it ding. So it reminds me, okay, I'm charging my phone. I'm taking the dogs out one last time to go to the bathroom. And then when I get back into bed, I set my intention to connect to either the original source creator or to my true spirit, and allow my true spirit to do what is best for me in my sleeping hours. And that has been a game changer because the nights I forget, boy, do I feel it. Boy, do my dreams feel completely chaotic and weird and just not great. But the nights that I do that, it's like if I do have a challenging dream, it to me feels constructive. It doesn't feel like destructive. It feels constructive, like I'm doing healing or I'm doing work, like good work for the whole realm, you know? But with this hermit energy here as well, it's going to be in those kind of quiet moments, those journaling sessions, meditation sessions, whatever kind of rituals or ceremonies you're doing, healing that you're doing just within and around yourself. That's when you're going to have really big downloads of the fact that yes, you are worthy. Like that's going to be reiterated, especially when you are alone, because a lot of times, you know, especially like take your husband as an example. If he says something to you that of course goes against what you know to be true, that, you know, you don't contribute, you didn't do this, you know, whatever it is he's saying that you know deep down is not true. But it's like on the surface, you claim it like, yeah, it must be true, or why else would he say it, you know? But again, on the back of the deck, there's victory here. So you're overcoming some major just mind numbing, mind, like almost like mind controlling entities. Again, it's not like they're completely in control of you, but they're there. But this could be you doing some sort of ritual again to cast them away, or to just clear your energy. You know, even if you just do it every day. I don't know if you have any kind of trumpet or horn or even a flute, just some sort of woodwind kind of instrument that you can even just blow once a day. Because sound is such, and even just using your own voice, if you don't have some sort of, you know, flute or recorder or piccolo or, you know, whatever, trumpet, any of those woodwind instruments, just, you know, doing like a tone, whatever tone feels intuitively right for you, to just use your voice, and with that intention, just feel the intention, writing the reverb of your voice going out to clear your field, your home, your child, your community, whatever it is. Yeah, let's see. Oh, set my intention going to, oh wait, I keep skipping here. Okay. I got that too yesterday. I did notice a lot of my dreams had entity interference. I set my intention before going to sleep every night, but I wake up every day around 3. Yes, the dreams turn around too constructive for sure. I've been talking to them and every day telling them every day to bring it on. I've been playing a lot of music and singing as well. There you go. Yeah, just the act of singing, like, you know, you're in the car on the way to pick up Kashmi from school, or, you know, just around the house. Like it's very therapeutic. It's very healing for you. Especially those songs or the music that really makes you feel in alignment with your purpose or your spirit, or just makes you feel good in some way. That's going to be really beneficial. I do want to pull a couple story cards here just to see anything else Amber needs to know about this feeling. Just change in her thought process about her worthiness and being able to charge what she knows she's worth, or set, I'm hearing also set like proper boundaries. So we're going to get 3 of these cards. Of course. Okay, so the king. It's funny because before I saw these 2 cards here, I saw the fox, which I always am reminded of like clever energy, or like trickster energy. I mean, it can be kind of fun and cute in a way, but with this combination, this is you taking your power back. But at the same time, I think this king card does represent your husband's energy and just the amount of trust you have or don't have at this time for him, and finding clever ways to work around that to like become the king of your own castle, the king of your own energy field, the king of whatever you feel is in your control, is going to help actually your husband and you, like both of you, mirror images, trust each other more. Yesterday I asked Kashvi to to join me in a dance. That's so cute. Yeah. You know, it's the little things like that that really do help bring this sense of victory or overcoming a big challenge, because, you know, what comes before the 6 of Wands is the 5 of Wands of, you know, combat and challenge and just not very constructive criticism a lot of times. But you're overcoming that challenge. Even if that just looks like you kind of coming to this realization that it is what it is. It's not going to probably get better, but at the very least, I have control over how I respond or react or just move in my own energy. And, you know, kind of almost igniting your own masculine energy here as well. I thought so. It's my husband. I felt betrayed yesterday by what he told me. I felt he was chatting on me. I also said it to him in a joking way. Yeah. But you're going to overcome whatever this is that's going on. And you're going to have that sense of victory. And oh yeah, cheating. That's what I thought you meant by that. But that's like what that trust card is coming to do. And of course, with the fox, I mean, this is a very like 7 of swords energy here of lying, cheating, stealing, or feeling lied to, cheated on, stolen from. And then pairing that up with the trust card and the king, it's like, can I really trust you? But at the same time, when we ask something about our partner, we're also asking that about ourselves. Or when we accuse our partner of something, we're also accusing ourselves of something. Because what better example of a mirror of how we truly feel on the inside than our own like spouse or marriage partner? There's no better mirror for us besides maybe our kids at times. But we aren't, hopefully those people out there aren't intimate with their children. They're intimate with a husband, or at least have had that intimate connection. That is like the quickest way to get to that mirror image of ourselves. And it's a tricky line. Even if you are someone who would never cheat on someone, but yet your partner's cheating, there's either the fact that you feel like you're not worthy enough and that's why he's cheating, or something like this. There's always some sort of mirror reaction or like mirror image of what's as within, so without, right? It doesn't mean it's your fault or anything. No. But a lot of times this knowledge, or even just kind of feeling that this is going on, can trigger those feelings or emotions within us, whatever it is. Yep, that's what I felt. I told him, it seems you are dreaming or meeting someone else on your trips and having fun. Then I should have fun as well. Oh my gosh. Yeah. He was silent. He must not have expected this response from me. Yeah, let's just see his reaction real quick. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. It's like, this is normally it's like such a nurturing card, but in its kind of inverted state, the 7 of Pentacles can be someone who's just grown really lazy, let the weeds grow up in the garden, and isn't putting the nurturing and effort in that they should be. But yet at the same time, they might, by way of example, he might accuse you of doing things that he himself would never do. Like, oh, you don't clean, you don't cook, you don't do this, like whatever he's accusing you of. And you're thinking at the same time, well, you've never done that. So you can tell me I'm not doing it, but you've never done it. And then Ace of Swords, Jack, just clarity, major clarity. And I see, of course, clarity on your end, but usually there's that counterbalance that he will probably start to see some clarity of like, she actually does do more than I'm giving her credit for. But he may not vocalize that or say it out loud. You might notice this by way of him kind of pulling back on him saying these types of things to you, because he realizes deep down, I'm looking like a total ass by saying this because it's blatantly not true. And I know it, and she knows it, and Kashvi knows it. So like, I'm just acting like a child by saying these things. That's really what this boils down to. And I think at some point he will kind of see that as, oh, no, I'm just being very petty. And he may not apologize for it, and he may not even acknowledge he did it, but you'll notice that he'll acknowledge it within himself when he just kind of pulls back from doing that so much. And it might take a minute for that to happen if it does. Because, people don't usually shift and change overnight unless they do. But I would say someone, with reading his energy, I doubt he'll just completely 180 overnight, But I hope that helped. Yeah, you're really building this sense of worth and value that, before was almost unattainable, but you're just kind of coming to this realization with certain things in your life that it is what it is, but it doesn't have to be that kind of fatalistic surrender where you just give up. You just say, okay, well, this is how this is going to be. Well, I'm going to take my power back and focus on the things that are bringing me joy and, creating that beauty in my own life. Even if there's this like thorn in my side over here, like I can put up with that, but I'm not going to focus on it so much that it completely destroys all this beautiful stuff I have over here. Yeah, there you go. Focusing on yourself, your business, and your own financial independence. That can really help bring this sense of sovereignty, very Queen of Wands energy, back to you. Absolutely. All right, Amber, I hope that helped for you. So up next, we're going to do Pika Lee. Pika Lee, let us know you're here. Of course, I can timestamp this. Pika Lee. Which I will timestamp. And then Brianna, we're also timestamping. So we got 104.45. Pika Lee. She's at work, so she has her question in the PayPal comment. Oh, she's here. Yay. All right, we're going to get right into it for Pika Lee. All right, so Pika Lee wants to know, Taurus has been having issues with immigration due to an error on their end. I would like some guidance if he'll be able to enter and stay in the US, and if we'll continue to be together. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. On the back of the deck, we had the Seven of Wands. So yeah, there's definitely some challenge, some, having to prove certain things, maybe documentation, or even just emotionally feeling like I have to defend myself. Yeah, no worries if you have to hop off. I do have your timestamp and I'll write it in the comment when we're all done here. So you'll have it forever. So let's ask about Taurus and this current situation. Go back to my email so I can read it correctly again. Issues with immigration due to an error on their end. I would like some guidance if he'll be able to enter and stay in the US. So being able to enter, again, we have challenge in the devil. So he's maybe possibly really in his head about it, like maybe even have said things like, I'll never be able to come back, like doom and gloom, But the fact that this lets me know, this card came out already on the back of the deck and it's coming out in the actual asking of the question. So this is very important energy. But at the heart of this card is, I give a damn. Like, I'm going to fight. I'm going to put my effort into this. So even if he's in his head, like, oh, doom and gloom, this is never going to happen for me, he's still going to fight for it. And this is not fighting that's going unnoticed. This usually adds to progress because the next card in the deck is the Eight of Wands, which is literal travel, literal long distance travel for one. For two, it's a card of purpose, passion, and very quick moving energy. So I think very soon he's going to have something figured out here. I just heard technicality, so I don't know if that is like a technical error or something on their end. Let me read your question again. Issues with immigration due to an error on there. Yeah, I hear it's like a technicality, but this is something he's going to be able to defend either in like a court of law or just by going through the motions of certain sort of paperwork, fighting it, and has been traveling everywhere to get it fixed. Yeah, he's definitely putting the effort in and he will overcome this. Let's just see if he'll be able to come back. Yeah. Rights are being wrong. Balance is being restored. This to me also is like a low key, justice card, justice, lower octave of the justice card. I would like to call this in my own mind. I don't know that I've ever mentioned that actually on the live streams, but because there's always a scale, in the Six of Pentacles and in the justice card as well. Very Libra vibes, Libra energy. And, I know you have your Libra energy, wrapped up in this. So there might even be something you personally as Libra in this that can figure something out here. Or just an idea that you say or something you say triggers some sort of response. Yeah, no worries. I totally get it. But let's just see. He will definitely be able to enter. Let's just see if he'll be able to stay. He'll be able to stay in the US. And then we'll ask about, the world. Travel, literal, across the world. Yeah. And there's endings here. So there will be an ending. I'm going to get a clarifier on this just to validate that we're on the right track here. Yeah. Okay. So any confusion, chaos, misunderstanding, just unsure of what direction to go, very soon, again, because overcoming, going into that Eight of Wands after the Seven of Wands, there will be a clear direction, clear path forward to be able to enter the US and be able to stay here. Big yes. Big news coming in. Possible paperwork that, again, technicality, technical error, some little box that didn't get checked somewhere in the paperwork can be checked and all the wrongs will be righted to be able to make this dream a reality for him yet again. And as far as being together, let me shuffle these bad boys back up. I'm putting all the cards back in just to see if there's any repeated themes here, because if cards we've already drawn for this question come out yet again, it's going to let me know, because you're now involved in this question as well with you being together with him as the question. This is going to let me know kind of the role you're playing in all this. Okay. Six of Swords. So yeah, literal travel, literal distance. Usually this is like shorter distance travel, but to me, the fact that you guys still are connected, this is letting me know that your connection will be much closer distance-wise. So he will be able to return to your area. And again, maybe it's just across town that you'll see him rather than having to, the World card or the Three of Wands card where you're going to have to travel way, way out there. Or the Eight of Wands, travel way, way far away. Yeah. And the Six of Swords this is also a card of healing, but it's also a card of communication, specifically online or through like phone lines. So there's some communication, just staying in contact, staying in communication with him, like things are going to work out because they are, is what I see on this current timeline. And just anything else about you two being together, anything else Piccoli needs to know. Yeah. This is Miss Sovereignty herself stepping in. So you're stepping into your Seven of Wands energy of I'm not going down without a fight. There's a fighting chance here because you're not giving up on this connection, and he's not giving up either on getting back to you. So keeping things alive by being in communication through the phone or online internet stuff, sending memes, sending little, things of inspiration, all of that is going to keep that spark alive while you both fight in the ways that you can to make this come back into union here. Woo! Yeah, Eight of Cups. And it feels very emotionally, like this to me, it's weird because it feels like your relationship, spanning the whole length of this relationship, because I feel like this is definitely not the end of the road here. Sometimes you have to go on your own journey. This feels like the hero's journey here. So he goes on a trip and then runs into this issue where I can't return now. That is such a hero's journey quest that he's on right now. And he has to, track down the right paperwork or talk to the right person to get things all, again, technicalities, what I keep hearing, get things ironed out in the paperwork to be able to then, because, usually you think, oh, well, this is something you walk away from and you never return. But if you look at the traditional Rider-Waite depiction of the Eight of Cups, they're stacked in such a way that ninth cup, that wish fulfillment, that reward, that, everything worked out, there's a space for that ninth cup. And you can take that Eight of Cups two ways. Either this person's walking away because they're realizing this is never going to happen, and that's not the vibe I'm getting with the cards we've gotten thus far. Or you can take that card, that space is there because I'm meant to come back and go retrieve that Ace of Cups energy and place it where it goes in this equation here. And that's really what I get here. So let me go to the story cards and just see anything else Piccoli needs to know about this connection. This card didn't come off the table, so I'm seeing its part. Yeah, there's more balance. You had that Six of Pentacles earlier, which is very Libra energy, and, you're repeating themes here. And you yourself are the Libra, and we're asking, about this relationship. So it's about finding the balance, even if you are kind of on separate continents for now, finding that balance emotionally, communicatively, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, all the things. What else? Yeah, metamorphosis. This is going to really take things up a notch. Your relationship is under a spiritual metamorphosis or transition, a shift, but it's leading to greater fulfillment for both of you in this connection. So you can really appreciate it. That love ain't going nowhere. Even if it feels so far away right now, it's not. It really isn't. And this to me feels like a rebuilt tower. It is very tower-like, but this is not a tower card. This is what came after. This is like the rebuilding of the tower. And the love, we've got the heart, we've got the butterfly wings of your metamorphosis. I mean, wow. Don't give up on this connection. He won't give up on this connection. He will if you do. But if you keep things moving, keep things interesting, keep things in communication here, he's going to absolutely reciprocate that. And that will be like the steam or the fuel he needs for his fire to keep going and to make these wrongs righted in this technicality or this paperwork or these visas or whatever this is. He's going to get this figured out and make his way back to you. It's so beautiful. Yes. And it's on the back of the deck as I'm putting everything away yet again. So, and wildflower. I just heard wild card as well, but wildflowers will bloom where they're planted. Those seeds will just kind of be carried with the wind and they'll bloom where they're planted. And that's kind of the energy he's in right now, is he's going to have to maybe bloom where he's planted for a while. That doesn't mean he's giving up or not taking steps, but he's kind of just finding his way but he's in that devil energy right now a bit, but he's going to find his way to the state of acceptance, not the fatalistic kind of acceptance or surrender, but surrendering. Okay, this is what's going on right now. I know I'm meant to be here, not meaning not where he's at, but where you're at. And I know this is meant to be, but that you kind of being that cheerleader in the corner for him is going to be everything he needs to keep going in your direction and find his way back to you. So I'm so sorry this is going on. I bet it feels very frustrating and just like, why? But yeah, things to me, this is like the making of such a beautiful love story. All of it thrown in. Sometimes we got to have that conflict or that chaos. It wasn't even caused by either of you, just circumstances, right? But that really solidifies on your end and also on his end how much you mean to each other, and the fact that just one technicality or one circumstance like this is keeping you apart. Like, that's so unfair, and both of you are just going to double down and fight for this connection. And I think that's exactly what to do, is to fight for this connection, whatever that looks like, and using your intuition, reaching out, communicating in whatever way you feel, and you'll see that he'll do the same as well. All right, Pika Lee, we're wishing you so much just happiness and love, and that this gets ironed out quickly rather than taking forever, because we know any kind of paperwork can take a minute. As I knocked down my ring light. So I guess that tower just fell. But yes, he's going to figure this out. And again, we don't know an exact timeline, but let me see. Let me just see if we can get any kind of timeline. The Hangman. So yeah, it just might be a minute. He's feeling, again, that current energy of his is that devil energy, just feeling like he's stuck or bound to this land that he wants to, yes, he appreciates and loves and whatever, but he wants to go back to where you are. But, this is helping him, though, again, see that perspective shift, or, and I'm hearing turn that frown upside down. So if he can focus on what he does have control over and the positives of this situation, it's going to benefit greatly. All right. So I hope that resonated for you. And of course, I have your timestamp here. So we've got that. And what else do we need to know? So I think it's Brianna next. And then, of course, we have our giveaway. Brianna, one card read for Brianna. All right, one card read. And we're going to go where are we at hour-wise? 1 hour, 17 and 31 minutes for B degree timestamp. Okay, Brianna, let's get into your question, which is a timeless, uplifting message to boost confidence and destroy fears or doubts surrounding Flexible Minds Yoga LLC. Okay, so let's see the timeless, uplifting message to boost your confidence. We'll also get a card for destroying the doubts and the fears. So, timeless, uplifting message to boost confidence. Woo, the High Priestess. So this is really about using your intuition or those unknowns in life. That unknown information or the mysteries of life, tuning into like how you can overcome any challenge or obstacle by using your spiritual gifts. Because a lot of times when we start a business, we're not 100% sure intuitively how well it's going to do. For other people, like how our marketing is going to be, if other people are even going to hear about us. But what is a way that Brianna can boost the word of mouth about this? Oh, we got a lot. We got a lot. Okay. I'm hearing these aren't yours, but these are. Okay. So much going on. Yeah, so the energy might feel a bit chaotic, or you're just kind of unsure where to direct or how to direct it. But we have the Hermit. So Hermit and High Priestess are very introspective energies here. Very Virgo energy, very Pisces energy as well, which are, two ends of the pendulum. They're directly opposite of each other. But this to me feels like you coming into balance with yourself, your masculine, your feminine, coming into balance, going within to find the answers you seek to boost your confidence. It's going to come from within before it comes from without. So it's almost like you're really feeling yourself, in this business and in your direction and in your purpose with this business. And then as a result of that internal shift of you really feeling yourself in this business and what you're creating, that's going to then open it up to you getting that like external validation of it doing well, people, praising you, you feeling confident by seeing fruits of your labor play out in the material world. But again, it's going to take a bit of a perspective shift, because so many of us are focused on, or like hinge our pinnacle of success on the external validation, or well, if I make this much money a year, then I'm successful. But this is about realizing you're already a success because you had the wherewithal to create, dream up, think of this business, and then actually make it a reality for yourself that already makes you a success. So it's about redefining the parameters of success for yourself. And then once you hit a certain peak of success, you can then expand that success to be something bigger or greater. But this really is about just validating how far you've come from that little girl that dreamed of this or wished for that you're already like so far beyond what like little Brianna could ever have imagined in so many ways, and specifically in a spiritual way. Because maybe you weren't as spiritual back then, which some of us weren't, or maybe you really were spiritual, but it just had a different way of interpreting your spirituality. But we also have the King of Pentacles, so there's definitely money to be made in this LLC, and your confidence is going to help you feel very solid. You're going to be very solid in your confidence, very unwavering in your confidence eventually. But it's going to take some introspection and some perspective shift to get you here. But as you start to feel that way on the inside, you start to see that be reflected on the outside, on the external. So let's get one card also, or however many need to come out. Like there was a bunch for that part of the question. But as far as removing these doubts or fears, or destroying these doubts or fears surrounding Flexible Minds Yoga for Brianna. Removing these doubts or fears. Yeah, literally taking command, taking control, taking charge. Saying, not today, Satan. I'm in charge here. I'm the king, literally the emperor around here. And of course, at the heart of this card is success. So any challenges, any doubts, any fears you do have, use those, like alchemize those into something that's going to be fuel for your fire. So you can take a lot of these fears, worries, doubts, and actually turn the frown upside down. Like I heard, was that your reading? I heard that? That might have been someone else's reading, but I'm also hearing that in your reading. So, I don't know. There's something you're shifting. Again, it feels to me like it's an internal shift. Again, that's going to be reflected on the external. But whatever worries, doubts, fears you do have, you are in more control over your ability and the outcome than those fears, doubts, and worries themselves are. Okay? Those doubts, fears, and worries have no literal control other than the control you hand over to them. And I know that sounds so woo-woo, new agey, but like if you really think about it, the more we feed certain fears, and certain fears actually can act as a benefit to us, because a lot of times if we're afraid of success, or we're afraid that someone's going to laugh at us, or we have a fear of this, or we doubt ourselves, that can actually act as like fuel to our fire to double down and say, well, I doubt myself, so I'm going to really buckle down and just show up for myself every single day. Yes. Oh yeah, the internal shift with the Tower in reverse. Yeah, it might have been that collective reading. It's been a minute. Yeah. Sometimes these energies just kind of run together because we are such a collective organism. It does feel like it's so weird. But I hope that resonated for you, Brianna, and brought you some clarity and guidance with your wonderful LLC that you're creating here. And just let you know, like, you literally have the Emperor in the doubts and fears sector and the King of Pentacles in the confidence boost sector. Like, you got this. Whatever it is that you're doubting or worrying about, or even the things that have gone right, really rely on your spiritual guidance GPS system to direct the flow where you take this business. All right. Big hugs to you, Brianna. You got this, girl. All right. So we are going to now do our giveaway and our drawing. So those of you that are new here or showed up just in time for this giveaway and want to know what to do or how to participate, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is guess or use your intuition to decide what tarot card I'm going to pull out of this deck, or that's going to flop out, or however it happens. But there's going to only be one tarot card. So you can start guessing or using your intuition right now in the comments. Tell me what tarot card we are getting out of this deck. And of course, the card that is pulled, the winner, this is part of your reading. Oh, I love it. We'll just say this. We'll narrow it down and say it's a positive card. It is a positive card. All right. I'll also narrow it down a little more since we don't have as many people here as normal. It's not a major arcana. Not a major arcana. I think it's funny you guys all started with major arcana. But that being said, whoever wins this reading, this just might be a game changer for you. Like big energy shift. I love it. Whoever's winning this, there's a big shift coming for you in the best possible way. This is something very supportive and abundant for you. All right, we're going to narrow it down. It is a wand card. Wands. Wands is a suit. Ace through King of Wands. Start using your intuition to figure out what card am I holding in my hand. John! John won the Ace of Wands. And Pika was right on his heels. Oh, I want to give it to you both because it was so close. It was so close. So I'm gonna give it to both of you. You're both gonna get a reading, so you can both ask your own question. But while you both, John and Pika get your questions out, of course, this is gonna be the theme of both of your readings. Oh, you got it in your reading last night. That's so cool. I love that. So anyone that didn't win or didn't participate, but you're here now, put a 444 in the chat. That will let me know you want me to enter you into our drawing, and then I will draw a name once everybody is in. So 444, put a 444 in the chat, and we're going for it. So John can post his question, and also Pika can post her question. And then everybody who wants to be entered into today's drawing, go ahead and put a 444 in the chat. Tanya. Oh, it's so hard to hold these little slips of paper. Tanya. All right. Next up, we have Linda H. My horrible handwriting trying to hold these all down as I get them in here, but I can read it. That's all we need. Amber. Amber won last Friday. She won last Friday. Amber. And we got a couple different Ambers, so I make sure to put the official name as it appears in the chat so we know who is who. Brandy Lynn. And you guys should all also congratulate Brandy Lynn for also winning NaNoWriMo. Yes, she did it. And she got all her badges just as I did, and we were just rocking it. Yes, we were. Did I show you? I think I did. I'll just do it. Yeah. And John also wants to enter. Anyone else? Last call to enter the drawing before I draw a name. Put a 444 in chat. And John and Pika have won the giveaway, so they can go ahead and post their questions in the chat. And whoever's question I see first of the two of you, I'll do that one first and then the other one second. And if you don't really have a question in mind, you can just leave it open to spirit and get a general, whatever works for you. Okay. And Pika let's get Pika Pika boom. All right. Now we're going to draw. So your name is in here. You just got, those of you that just got your name in here, your name is in here. Even if we don't draw it today, just know this is the perpetual drawing jar. So it might be drawn 3 live streams from now, or next live stream, or 3 weeks from now. Like, we don't know. So if you miss a bunch of live streams in a row, you can just come back, click on it, and just check the top pinned comment to see if your name, you do not need to be present to win, so you still get the reading even if you're not here. Even those people that may never see their reading, who knows? Maybe there's someone out there that is entered in here and never sees the reading, but that's why I always tell you before I draw a name, which I have here in my hand, just check. If you miss a bunch, just check, because you never know. You never know. You might win. And when you do discover that you've won, it's always, like, probably 10 times out of 10, it's exactly the message you need to know. So it's really cool. Today's winner is Brandy Lynn! And this is not the one that I just typed out. I got NaNoWriMo on the brain. Yeah, I don't think this is the name I just wrote. This is from a previous live stream. Yeah. So, Brandy Lynn, you get a free 1-card pull when we are finished with John and Pika Lee's questions. Okay, so John, we're going to start with you. What does John need to know? What does John need to know? Ooh, we have the Four of Wands. So you might be signing some sort of contract. There's also could be like moving energy, like moving to a new home or doing some major renovations or decluttering, rearranging, reorganizing around the home could be a vibe here. But there's also an element of love to the Four of Wands. Oh no, you got a commercial. But there's something you're doing around your home or place of residence where you're moving forward with something, a plan, a project. If you are wanting to move to a new residence, now would be a great time, or in the very near future would be a really great time to start looking for a new place if that's something that you're interested in. Yeah, those of you that get a commercial, especially during your reading, you can kind of scrub back or even just push like 10 seconds back, 10 seconds back a few times to get to the beginning of the reading and put it on 2 times speed, and then you'll catch up like in no time. That's just a little hot tip. But this is an inspiration because this is the energy that you picked for, the drawing today. So there is going to be some forward momentum, some inspiration, some excitement coming to your home. So I don't know if you personally are going to be hosting some sort of holiday gathering or get together with friends or family, or you're going to someone's holiday gathering at their home, friend or family, that's going to feel really inspirational to you coming up. I guess I'd like my own house, but that's not in the budget this month. Right. But that's the thing is you can still make the best of the current situation you're in. And if that is a goal for you to have your own place or, just a better place, better situation, this is something that you can absolutely attain. Big yes, can absolutely attain in the coming year. So keep that goal, if that's something that is a goal for you, keep that in your focus, in your sights for 2024 to make that dream that reality. Yeah, bit of patience with, the Seven of Pentacles is always about, making the most of what you have. I always call this like the weeding the garden card, or just kind of puttering around the garden. You're, pulling off a dead leaf here, you're spraying some bugs there, you're adding fertilizer over here. You're just tending to and nurturing what you already have to allow that to grow and bring more abundance for you. Because somebody who, say they live in a totally hoarded out place that's just trashed, there's rats, there's roaches, it's just disgusting. And you're just like making Pinterest boards of these mansions with pools, and they're very clean and aesthetic looking. But this is the current vibe you're in. This is a very extreme example, guys. I'm not saying that's what John's got going on. Not at all. But when we're living in one energy and we're wanting to like quantum leap to something completely different, we have to work ourselves in the present moment, in each now moment, to increase or improve what we're already currently living in. So even if the place that we live in isn't ideal, when we can clean it, we can declutter it, we can organize it, we can make it work as best as it's going to work for us. That opens like energy to the universe to let you know, or let the universe know that I'm serious about treating my place with respect, treating my possessions with respect. And, even talking to your house or even your future house, the same way that we would talk to a spouse or a future love partner or whatever, we can talk to them, we can communicate. So the same thing with this future place, or even your like current place, John, talking and just showing that gratitude or talking about the appreciation you have for your place can really up the ante with how you can manifest something different in the future for yourself. So I hope that resonated for you. Thanks again for hanging out and participating in our giveaway today. And once again, congratulations on your win. So Pika Lee, let's see if anything exciting is going to happen for Pika Lee in the next month, Anything exciting happening next month for Pika Lee? Ooh, we have the Seven of Swords. So it's very funny because this is usually a negative card, but because we're asking about something exciting, this is anything that has made you feel lied to, cheated on, stolen from. Those are like the 3 key components of this card for me personally when I get it. Those things that lied to, cheated on, stolen from are turning around. You're going to start to see the silver lining or the reasons that certain things have happened. And I can't not point to the current situation, with Taurus and everything. this to me feels like there's a righting of that wrong coming for you. So it might not take as long as we're all thinking. Oh, it absolutely has to do with that question that you asked earlier. So there's a tune changing, and the 7, both of these are 7, 7 of wands, 7 of swords. 7s are very spiritual numbers. They're very introspective numbers. They're very soul searching numbers. So there might be an element of soul searching going on to help any situation you're going through, and will bring like epiphanies, downloads, aha moments to you to help any situation. But let's see anything outside of this current situation. Anything else exciting happening? Yes. I've got 2 cards. So these just kind of fluttered right down. So, so with a bit of patience and a bit of hope and some elbow grease, communication, there's going to be some wish fulfillment surrounding a King of Cups energy. And of course, you know, I know your guy is Taurus, but I would venture to guess he either has his sun, moon, or rising in a water sign or a water house. Water houses, the original water houses are the 4th house, 8th house, 12th house. Or, you know, whichever his Pisces, his Cancer, or Scorpio houses are, there's a blessing coming in with this. And it's very interesting how much, I'm trying to think. So did I mention the Titanic and the Olympic? Was that yesterday on my Zoom with Brandy Lynn? I'm like, you got, yes, it was. It was. How weird that we got these like great big ocean liners going on. But I'm like, I thought that was in a reading, but like, no, it was on the Zoom with Brandy Lynn. We were talking about how, okay, so this may not be exactly relevant to your situation, but I'm seeing it come very clear to my awareness now, how as a self-published author, you feel like you're on your little unicorn floaty out in the middle of the ocean, and here on one side is the Olympic, and on the other side is that Titanic, and you're just tossed to the waves between, you know, them being like the major publishers. You're just tossed to the waves of the ocean. To me, this feels like, energetically speaking, of overcoming the odds. Even all these obstacles are in the way. Like, you're overcoming the odds in something. You're literally riding any waves or riding the tides over and above. You're overcoming. You're going to get over any big obstacles that are in your way, which is amazing, which is absolutely great news. And of course, we did start the reading with the Ace of Wands energy of like epiphany, of attraction, of love, of just having these ideas for how to move forward in something. You're going to have these come in over this next month. I'm still taking donations, absolutely. And we actually just finished our giveaway portion. We're now going to go into Brandy Lynn, which I think she's here, but I'm going to timestamp just in case she's, you know, doing something else. So Brandy Lynn, 13804. So drawing winner, Brandy Lynn. I can write, I swear. Good thing I'm the only one that has to read this. I'm running out of space on the bottom of my paper here. Okay, so Brandy Lynn, there she is. She's there. I'm still going to timestamp this and just include it in the comments of the video. So if you ever want to go revisit it. But here we go. Let's use the Kawaii Tarot yet again. Safe spot, my video game. So I'm ready. Awesome. Okay, so let's see whatever Brandy Lynn needs to know. And of course, Brandy Lynn, if you have a question in mind, you can think of it as I shuffle here. If you want to just leave this open, general reading, whatever you want to do. All right, anything Brandy Lynn needs to know regarding her question or just in general. Ooh, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So this to me feels very family oriented, but also like generational family oriented. So of course your children, possibly parents. I am getting like a celebratory vibe with this. This does feel maybe almost like a Christmas tree here. I know it's little macaroons. I never know how to say that. But there's something to celebrate within the family, or you're just gathering, you know, for the holidays with family, an extended family possibly. But let's just see what she needs to know about this 10 of Pentacles. But I mean, also there's something you're creating that, you know, this to me is like a royalty energy. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady, is going to win you that race. So there really is no big time constraint on something. Even if something really feels like oh no, I have to rush, I have to hurry. Of course, if you're intuitively guided to finish a scene or to do some research on this or research on that, of course, follow through with that. But there's something, it's very interesting because you think of like dangling the carrot in front of the horse. Well, we've got a horse here, I think. I don't think it's a unicorn. I don't see a horn there. But it's like we don't need to dangle the carrot. It's like we've already got the carrot, but just knowing that the carrot's there is enough incentive to keep moving without it being out of reach, out of reach, out of reach. So there's something with being out of reach. Let's see. An unattainable goal, possibly, or just something you're not sure of yet, is going to come. Yeah, on the unicorn floaty, right? Something you're not aware of yet that's going to become crystal clear or come to your awareness. I love this. What do we need? What do we need? We need some confidence to put ourselves out there. And I think, we did kind of touch on these things. I'm not going to get into it here because that was a private conversation, but you're going to get some clarity in this arena of confidence. So that is such a great knowledge and wisdom coming in, that you're going to feel very confident in what it is you're creating and what it is you're providing. And even just having the confidence to share what it is you're doing with family and not feeling embarrassed about it or like muddled up or like you're unsure of how to, and not even just family, but friends that feel like family, people you've known from your past specifically. If they find out that you're creating something or you tell them you're creating something, you're gonna be able to tell them with confidence or have confidence that, oh yeah, if they read it, cool, whatever. There's this confidence boost coming. So, and I don't even know if that was your question or what, but that's what needed to come out. So that's what came out. And 8 of Pentacles. Just keep on honing your craft, focusing on what it is you're doing. And it's very funny because yesterday, in the last scene I wrote for Nano, my main character Jackie's little sister says she feels like one of Cinderella. She goes, now I know what one of Cinderella's mice feel like, because they are constructing this dress for her to go to the dance. They're working as a mother and 2-daughter team of let's last minute throw something together, but it's not thrown together. It feels very exactly what was always meant to be. And that scene just flowed for me yesterday. And I thought, oh no, I've been building that scene up as this big impossible thing. And then once I just allowed myself to get into the scene, and I'm not quite into the scene, like the meat of the scene, but I'm definitely on the beginning part of that scene, that I'm just going to keep putting that blood, sweat, and tears in. And I have a very similar vibe with this card for you, is just keep showing up, keep devoting that time and that effort, because that's going to pay off in a big way for you eventually. It really will. Yeah, so many pentacles today. Right. I love it. So cool, Brandy Lynn. Congrats on your drawing win today. So fun. All right, Mona, aka Rosie. Let's get Rosie some good news from Spirit. And for some reason, I reached for the story card. So we're going to start there and then get into the tarot after that. I feel like I want 3 of these for Rosie. Good news from Spirit. Good news from Spirit for Rosie. And we're at 143.16, Rosie, if you're here. I'm not sure if you're here still. I would assume you are. 143.16, Rosie. Okay, just in case I need a timestamp for her, which I think she's probably still here. But hi, Florence. Welcome, welcome. All right. Good news from Spirit for Rosie. 3 cards from this deck. Where's 1, 2, and 3? Ooh, Rosie. We have mother energy. So this does not mean that you have to have a child or anything like that, or literally have to do with your own mother. This to me feels like you mothering your own energy field, mothering your own inner child, mothering or setting that very nurturing womb-like energy for any projects or creative endeavors that you are hoping to create or manifest in your life, or just like holding space for future projects, because we have beginnings and travel as well. So look at this. Yeah, good news from Spirit coming in that if you do have some sort of trip or travel that's been on your heart or on your mind for a while, very soon I see you will be able to book that trip. Even if it's like a summertime trip or something, you will kind of narrow it down or figure out what you want to do whenever that is, but you're going to figure that out very soon. But we also have beginnings here. So there could be the beginning of something really new. If you literally are looking to conceive, I mean, we can't ignore the literal interpretation of this card. But if you're not looking to conceive, this can be more metaphorically speaking, conceiving, taking an idea, incubating that idea, nurturing, loving, creating that idea into physical existence. So we can take it more metaphorically speaking of, being pregnant with possibility. Yes, no worries. No, you're not late. You're right on time. And then the travel card. A lot of times for me personally, and I don't travel a ton really, and if it is, it's usually back home or to visit like cousins in Washington or something like that. It's never like long distances or really, that. It's usually a day trip or overnight kind of thing. But this to me feels like even if you don't get this big trip plan, sometimes just going on a day trip across town or in your area or just driving around listening to music can really just open your mind to new ideas, new possibilities. Because when we visit the same restaurants, visit the same stores, visit the same people, sit in our same four walls of our house all the time. Yes, cousins of Washington. It's one of my last trips, so that's what it reminded me of. But sometimes just getting out of the mundane, cyclical routine of staring at the same four walls can benefit us. And one of the best, quickest ways we can do that or achieve that, Mona, is by traveling. Because especially to somewhere you've never been, or even somewhere you've been, but it's been a while, you're just noticing all the new things. So you're like in the present moment. But when we're at home and, things just tend to blur and blend into the background, especially if we've got clutter. Like, oh man, I need to face this situation back here, like majorly. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, why bother? Because I'm literally moving out of this room probably next month. So do I just pack it all up now and then need to dig through it because I need this box of cards or that box of cards or that book? Or do I just maybe kind of let it sit in this weird limbo phase of complete clutter? I don't know. So sometimes just decluttering or rearranging the space if you can't get out and travel could really benefit your energy flow to be able to conceive some new ideas, new opportunities, new beginnings for yourself. Now let's get into the tarot for Mona, aka Rosie. All right, what does Rosie need to know? Good news, good news. Woo! Ooh, good news as well. Like we got the King of Wands energy. So if I'm not sure your like marital status or single or not single, but this could be your own masculine energy. But if you have a father figure or a significant other in your life, the more masculine energy of that could really be coming to the surface for you, or something dealing with someone from your past. This is King of Wands energy. I'm getting a bit of a past vibe from this. So let's see what this message is. A King of Wands energy from the past. What is this for Mona? Ooh. So this is moving forward. And I don't see that you have to bring this past person along for the ride, but it's like you are closing out just old energy with this person so you literally can move on. So there's something you're moving on from a King of Wands, or being able to move forward. If this is a new person, it's almost like I'm getting like a dual message. Like there is a person from your past that could be considered this King of Wands. They don't technically have to be a fire sign in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but they might have like a stellium in one of those fire houses, or in their natural, let's see, fire houses are the first house, I'm trying to think, 10th house, and what's the other fire? No, I just lied. So first house, Aries, Sagittarius, 9th house, and what's the other fire? Sorry, why can't I think? Leo, 5th house. First, 5th, and 9th house. So this person can have fire signs in those houses in their chart. So what I'm getting for the person of the past is you're going to be able to cut cords, remove energy, cleanse energy from someone from your past. But also this King of Wands representing like fire energy in your future, masculine fire energy in your future, that's going to come into your life just like almost out of nowhere. And if this is not someone that you can point to right now, it doesn't have to be romantic, although I'm getting a bit of a romantic vibe from it. So if you're like single, ready to mingle, or maybe in the near future or maybe distant future, ready to mingle then, but not now, it'll just come out of nowhere. Like love will find you without you even trying to look for it. And you might even be trying to protect yourself in love in some capacity, because we do have the cactus here, which, all the prickles is like, I got to protect myself. I got to keep the little bit of water, which, emotional, like, I got to, like, keep my emotions safe from new love. So if there's any bit of that, just emotional, just toxicity from the past you're clearing, can really help a future connection in love. And if this is literally the same person, I'm not really getting that vibe, but if it is this person from the past coming to be a romantic person in the future, you can clear that old energy to make room for new energy. But to me, this does feel like a new person fully, not like a old person coming in as a new energy, but just a whole new person in and of itself. I hope that made sense. Let's just see. I feel like I'm going to the ghost tarot now. Anything else? Good news for Rosie. Good news. Good news. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you're definitely be able to close cycles with someone from the past, or just past burdens in general. Oh, did we cut out? Okay. So, like I was saying, hopefully I can remember what I said. So, closing out a past connection or cycles from the past, you're closing out so you don't have to repeat these cycles. You're putting down anything that's felt very burdensome with a masculine energy, specifically in the romantic arena from your past. You're closing those cycles out so that you don't have to repeat those cycles in your future connection. I hope that resonates or makes sense. Anything else? Yeah, the Hierophant. So there might even be a new contract being signed. This to me does feel like marriage contract. So I don't know. Again, I don't know your like marital status or if you're single. What I don't know what. But this to me does feel like a future connection or like a solidifying of a romantic connection in the future. Let's see. Anything else for Rosie? Anything else? I mean, come on. This whole thing has been pretty much about love. But we cannot ignore the love and partnership that just keeps popping up and popping up and popping up. There's your confirmation. Even if you didn't want a love reading, for some reason, that's the good news coming to you, is letting you know that love will be in your future if it's not in your present. If it's already in your present, then things are just going to get better. But if you don't have love in your present moment, just you wait. It's coming in a future now moment. And it's going to be bigger and better than you could have ever wanted. Yeah. Fusion and energy. It's like a reuniting of souls. It feels very, I know like the phrase twin flame or even soulmate or whatever is very overused at this point, but this does feel like a past life connection. And it doesn't feel like coming back together to close out karma. No, this feels like you both wanted this in this life. Yeah. Yeah. Even a house plant. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be just straight up romance, because technically the seventh house is anybody who is not us. But usually we call the seventh house the house of partnership and love. So business partnership, or whoever it is you sign a contract. Oh yeah, there's that contract coming in. Hierophant energy. You sign a contract with your business partner that you'll do business together. You sign a contract with your spouse that, hey, we're going to go through life together. But technically the seventh house is anyone who is not you. Anyone and anything that is not you. And then of course you can break down, mother, brothers, sisters, children, aunts, acquaintances, cousins. Every person out there is represented in some house in the astrological wheel. What else? What else does Rosie need to know before we close out? Good news coming in. Ooh, so there's that fire of that King of Wands. So they literally could be a Leo, sun, moon, or rising, but this person is very charismatic, not in an egotistical kind of way. They do toot their own horn, let's put it that way, but not from this like, oh, I'm going to prove to everyone how amazing I am. It's just that they're so carefree and lighthearted and almost innocent. Leo is this original fifth house of like children. So there is this like childlike innocence to this person, yet they are very mature for who they are. But I also see them being like very good with like being a joker, but they know the time and place to joke around or to, poke fun, but in good fun. It's not like completely decimating your ego or anything like that. It's just like poking fun in a very lighthearted, almost innocent, childlike way. But again, they are also very mature. They've They've established themselves. They're probably pretty successful, all these things. So that's, I guess, a little hint at the future. But yeah, it's a very supportive and just inspired energy coming in. I love this. Sorry, it's Friday afternoon and gray out silly mode. Oh, I love it. Oh, a solid date night is always welcome with a human, right? It's always nice to have that human interaction from time to time, right? Yeah, but things are definitely going to be looking up in the love department. I mean, we saw that so many different ways in this reading for you, and I feel like I need one more. We're going to go to these synchronicity cards. So let's just see any signs, symbols, or synchronicities, or just keywords that can be associated with this love in the future for Mona. Ooh, joy. Yeah, just very lighthearted, carefree energy, very Leo energy, very sun energy. The word joy, if I had to assign a tarot card to the word joy, it's the sun card. And then we have delay, but I'm hearing it's worth waiting for. So again, it may not come out, tomorrow or the next day or next month or 3 months from now. But I see by calendar year end 2024, you're definitely going to know this person. They're going to be on your radar, finally. And again, they're probably coming right out of nowhere. You're not expecting them. And they are also pretty artistic. But Leo is like a performer. They're very artistic. They're very into creative expression as well. So, but this also inspires you to bring out that inner artist. And correct me if I'm wrong, Rosie, didn't we really tune into your creative endeavors, your creative expression, your creative abilities, and just being more open to just playing, very childlike. So this person, you getting in that childlike energy we tuned into in your previous reading a minute back, it was maybe a couple weeks ago, if I remember correctly, you really allowing yourself to unfold in this very childlike yet adult, very, very mature but yet childlike. Yes, that's right. You tuning into that kind of part of yourself is going to open up the timelines for you to meet this King of Wands. And they're also going to really inspire you and you inspire them. It's very two sides of the same coin energy. I love that. We're coming full circle. That's when we know the reading's pretty much done. When we start repeating messages, we've got the message that we needed. So yay! Thanks again for your lovely donation, Rosie. It's always a pleasure to read for you. So fun. Yeah. So, bit of patience is needed, as always, with everything good in life. Patience is a virtue for sure. But you're doing it. This is happening. I love it. All right, story cards. Where'd I put those? All right, so Florence has donated. We're gonna get right into her question in a moment after we get all these cards put away. Story cards and the Ghost Tarot. We've got it all. Okay. All right. So Florence, let me just double check. That was our last donation of the day so far. We're still open, those of you that are, if you're here or wondering. Okay. My computer's bogged down. I need to close out some programs or something. Okay, yes, it was from Florence, and that's the last donation we have. So she posted her question above. I just bought a reading for my friend Nina. Oh, Nina. Perfect. And give me some insight for a new connection. Okay, so, that's the second part of the question. Okay, so here's her question. After 19 years of marriage, I separated from my husband this summer and met someone new shortly after. The connection feels very deep. Can you give me some insight for this new connection? It does feel to me like you guys have known each other before. Again, past life. It's pretty rare. It's pretty rare. I'll just say this. It's pretty rare for us to have these really deep connections in life for them to be brand new to us. They're usually multiple lives we've had with these people, and that's why we can get deep with them. Not always, but most of the time. So I would say, Nina, this is definitely a past life connection, and that's why you feel this deeper connection to this person. And I know you, separated from your husband of 19 years recently, but I see another wedding. Let's just put it that way. This Four of Wands is literally the wedding card. Signing of new contracts, moving in together. I mean, this doesn't all have to happen tomorrow, but like we're talking future vibes, for sure. So insight on the new connection, it's definitely going to be long term. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. You're solidifying this connection with some sort of contract, either verbal or written. Taking things to the next level, whatever that looks like for you, Nina. But let's just see any insight on this connection, what she needs to know, just anything. Aw, I love it. The Justice card. Yeah, you're balancing things out. And this doesn't feel like just heavy past life karma stuff that, a lot of times we can get into these like karmic relationships from the past. This to me feels like it will be a very balanced energy. So yeah, you guys may at times trigger each other to level up, lighten up, to release the old, to make room for the new. Yet at the same time, there's so much room for you to, in this connection, allow each other the room and the love to grow and expand. It feels very artistic as well. I'm not exactly sure what he's holding. It's probably like a magic wand or something, but I almost saw it like a paintbrush in his trunk there. So this feels very creative to me. So either you met in a really like offhand creative way, or you just inspire each other to, be more creative, not to settle for less than what you both want in life as well. Yeah, Knight of Swords. So this might have completely taken you by surprise, Nina, just come out of nowhere, or it felt like, like you said, shortly after you separated, you met this person and it just happened. I can definitely see the swiftness to this connection, but again, going back to the fact this is that past life connection, it makes sense. It makes sense why things were just quick and swift, and it's almost like it's interesting because I hear like 15 years into your connection with your husband, or 15-year marriage, I don't know if there was just this deep knowing on your end or his end, or something that happened in the relationship where you knew it was over, but then 4 years went by when it finally was over. I hope I'm making that saying that correctly to where you know what I'm trying to say. So it's almost like it was over at year 15, or you just like knew for sure, like something that happened that you maybe tried and you maybe even went through the motions of the relationship, but like at year 15 something happened, or there was a like epiphany moment with you or him or both of you that you realized it was over. But again, it took another 4 years for it to actually be over. But I'm hearing that kind of had to happen, just kind of this 4-year limbo period to stay in that connection, to line things up just so that you could meet this person when you did, and things just take off right from there. Because it had been over for a while, and this was, things needed to happen. And if you had separated at that year 15 with your husband, you wouldn't have met this new person right away, and things could have gone completely differently. And you may not have even crossed paths with this person in this life because of those circumstances. So there was a part of you that knew it was over maybe year 15, but held on for some reason. And now you know the reason. You know the reason. So if that's the case for you, Nina, don't beat yourself up because you stayed longer than you should have. No, you stayed exactly as long as you needed to for everything to line up. Yeah. There was an element of patience where you just kind of said, okay, we'll kind of stay with this. But this card also to me represents insight into this future connection, that it's long term. If there is a longevity card in the deck, it's this one right here. And very Saturn energy I always get with the Knight of Pentacles. Like, I'm gonna just keep putting in the work and effort and the duty, and keep going and going and going. And Saturn, the planet Saturn, is actually exalted or in its highest dignity when it's in Libra, which is justice is ruled by Libra. So beautiful. You're doing what you set out to do. And it might not, it might take, it's funny because you have two extremes here. One of the fastest moving cards and then one of the slowest moving cards in the deck. I would say this is maybe second to the Eight of Wands. This is second maybe to the Seven of Pentacles. But to me, they're very closely time-wise, they're very patience cards. So even if things took off and, you know, exploded overnight and you're in love with this person, at that all being said, you don't have to rush into marriage or moving in. If you are feeling like you want to, you'll know when it's time. You will know at each step of leveling up this connection. You'll know when it's time, Nina, to take the next step in the connection. But what else does Nina need to know about this connection? What we were just saying about the Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Coins. Yeah, these two are pretty much on par, neck and neck, with just taking things slow and steady, nurturing. There's no rush. You're not on a time crunch. You're just going with the flow of when you feel the need to level it up, you'll level it up. When you feel like things are good right now, we'll just keep it as is, to keep it as is. But this is also the card of nurturing and just, again, no rush. There's no rush here, but just, you know, growing with each other each day and learning new things about each other each day. And there's really no rush to get to the altar or to, you know, move in together. I mean, if you want to do these things, absolutely. But it's almost like you both feel there's really no rush to do these things because it already almost just feels like we already are at that pinnacle anyway. Like that's what that feels like to me, Nina. So that's beautiful. All right, let's get some story cards. Anything else Nina needs to know about this connection? Yeah, Wildflower. I love it. So this to me is such an intuitive card. You're going to know where to put down roots or where to navigate. When to make a move, when to just kind of keep things as is, when to bend to the wind. Yeah, this is definitely a life-changing, and it makes you feel maybe as well, Nina, like a kid again. Oh no. We were stalled out for a second there. So I was trying to say, if it cut it out, that this connection makes you feel like a kid again, or it transforms you in a way where you feel so alive again, in ways that you did not feel in that marriage, in so many new ways. You just feel so wild and carefree and ready to spread your wings and fly and try new things and go new places and eat new foods and just, you know, experience all the beautiful things that life has to offer, but with this new person by your side. All right, one more for Nina. Yeah, going with the flow. Like I was saying, you know, bending with the wind. You know, where you feel the need to travel, you travel. Where you feel the need to level up the relationship or put a new label on the relationship, then do it. But if you're feeling like just floating along, float along. Like, I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about. And now that we're repeating ourselves, I know that the reading is complete. We have reached what we needed to reach in the reading for you, Nina. So beautiful. Yeah, I would say don't feel any guilt. If there is any feeling of guilt, like, wow, how could I move on so fast? Like, was I really that bad of a person to move on so fast? No. You had what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, that, again, that like year 15 of marriage, you knew from about that point. So there were like 4 years after that you were just ready to be done with this connection and start something new, but it just didn't happen. All right, Nina. So hopefully Florence was here to hear that for you, but I don't know what the timestamp would have been on that. But I'm gonna go. Let's see, Florence, Nina. I have a bunch of timestamps I need to put, so I will, when I end this live stream, I will put Nina's timestamp. I will search it out and put it for you. Oh, I'm so glad that was helpful for her, and I hope that year 15 made sense. I'm sure somehow it did, because I'm just like beating myself, like I'm getting beat over the head, like you're 15, you're 15, you're 15. I don't know. Obviously she knows, or maybe if she doesn't know, she can kind of scratch her head, rack her brain to try to figure out what that means. But it's very important turning point in the marriage that kind of led or acted as a catalyst to this connection with this new person. Interesting. All right, Florence. Okay. So you guys, that is going to conclude our live stream for the day. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check our donations. Pretty sure that Florence Fornina was the last donation. Yes, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Um, let's see. Happiness right there. You are asking about your dream marriage. Go to the beginning of the live stream. I talk for a little bit about my writing, but then we do a collective reading. So if you want to get a free reading, you can go visit that collective reading and see if you can gain any insight with this dream marriage there. Check that out. And yeah, I will see you guys again, hopefully Wednesday. I just kind of hit a bit of a burnout this Wednesday earlier this week, so that's why I wasn't live on Wednesday. But I'm so glad to join you guys today, and hopefully next Wednesday we can just carry off without a hitch. Trying to remember, yeah, next Wednesday there's no basketball game. There was basketball and just so much going on last Wednesday, this Wednesday that I'm just like, I'm just overwhelmed. I just need a self-care evening, and that's what I did. So that was. I listened to my own body and my own intuition about taking the night off, and I think it really paid off for me because I want to be able to show up as close to 100% for you guys as I can, and I couldn't have done that on Wednesday, so I didn't want to just show up and open donations and just go through the motions. It's just not my vibe. Yes, John, you have a wonderful day as well. So good to read for you today, and yes, I will be back hopefully Wednesday. Fingers crossed everything goes according to plan, but Boston's got basketball games on Tuesday, Thursday next week, and those are his last 7th grade middle school games, and then he starts in January, I believe, sometime in January, the Parks and Rec basketball league or teams or whatever, where my husband will be coaching him for that, so that'll be fun. But yes, and Wrigley's still in basketball. My husband's coaching him currently as well, so, but his will be over before he has to coach my other son's basketball. So yeah, it's like basketball season up in here, which I love. I love watching my kids play basketball, and I also love watching them play baseball. My son Wrigley also plays soccer, which isn't as fun for me to watch, but like I show up. You know what I mean? But basketball, baseball, I am here for it. And in soccer, I'm there to support him for sure, but it's not my favorite sport to watch, especially at that age where everybody's just in one big cluster going around the field like this with the ball. It's not as fun to watch. It's funny to watch, like it's cute, but like it's not exciting, like fingernail biting, like, oh my gosh, are they gonna win? Are they gonna make it? Oh, get the basket or hit the ball. Like that to me is so much more exciting than watching soccer. I don't know why. I've just never been that soccer girly, I guess. But yes, have a wonderful, happy weekend to you as well, Pika Lee, and everyone else. I will see you hopefully Wednesday. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live.